There's been a lot of talk about the continuation of the God of War franchise, and a lot of people are starting to get a little bit concerned that we haven't really heard much about the upcoming God of War title, which is codenamed God of War Ragnarok. And I gotta say, if they name it God of War Ragnarok, I would be totally down with that, guys. But fear not, it sounds like we are getting a little bit more information. We should be hearing a lot more very soon on the upcoming God of War title. And I want to go ahead and talk about the things that we know so far and where is God of War Ragnarok at this point in time. So let's get into it. So guys, in an article written by Vic Hood and Henry Leger of Tech Radar, a God of War sequel is confirmed for PS5. God of War Ragnarok is coming, and you can expect it to land on PS5 consoles in 2021. Now, first of all, guys, before we go any farther, I think it's really important to understand that, yes, it sounds like it's going to come out in 2021, but take it with a pinch of salt because of the ongoing situation we have in our world right now. There's a really good chance that it may get pushed back further into 2022 just based on seeing a lot of these other games having to be delayed and such because, you know, obviously they're not able to maybe work as efficiently working from home and things of that nature. So just kind of keep that and keep the 2021 date, keep your fingers crossed on it, but don't obviously take it with a pinch of salt. Sony dropped a teaser for the God of War sequel at the end of its price release date reveal event, confirming what we all hope for, a return of Kratos and his son, and still in the world of Norse mythology visited in the previous game. We've had little to go on in the past few years since the landmark God of War game first launched on PS4, earning our Game of the Year accolade at the time, other than the series creative director Cory Barlog dropping hints about a colder location. So, look, I am very excited about this game, but I don't really like that about the colder location, guys. I don't like that at all because to me, I thought that there was way too much, snowy environments in the God of War that came out, I believe, in 2016. When that came out, it was a great game overall, but I just didn't really like all the snowy locations. Having colder location, that kind of concerns me a little bit. There's still not much to know about the game other than that it is coming, and it will be called Ragnarok, the name of cataclysmic series of events in Norse mythology, which is fitting for a game where you're almost certainly going to be wreaking havoc and killing Norse gods. So let's talk about a few things, guys. God of War Ragnarok, the release date. We don't know a firm release date for the game, but we do know it's coming in 2021. The brief teaser suggests gameplay isn't ready to be shown off, which suggests to us that we're looking at late 2021 rather than early 2021, and probably after Horizon Forbidden West, which we've had a much more substantial look at, which I'm very excited about Horizon Forbidden West as well, guys. Now, as far as the trailer, you guys can check out the trailer, the teaser that came out. News and some of the rumors, guys. God of War Ragnarok was briefly teased at the end of the PS5 showcase event on September 16th, where Sony also announced the price and release date of the next-gen PS5 console. As far as job listings are concerned, guys, as spotted by Games Radar, SIE Santa Monica Studio posted job listings last year for a number of roles across its programming, art, design, and tech art teams, which one listing clearly citing the God of War reboot. So, I think it's very clear, guys, that this game is definitely coming. It's not like we're going to get like some kind of surprise where it's like, has nothing to do with God of War. Based on the job listings, the teaser that came out, all of those different things, guys, this game is coming. My biggest question mark is, when is it coming? Is it definitely going to be called Ragnarok? And, are we going to see it this year or next year? And what's it all going to encompass? Is it just going to be a single player story again? Is it going to have co-op modes, multiplayer modes? What's it all going to have? And can the locations just not always be snowy locations for the most part? That's another thing I would really hope for. So, as far as God of War DLC is concerned, God of War director Cory Barlog had said there were originally plans for DLC for the 2018 reboot, but said they were halted for being too ambitious. That means the studio can invest resources into an entirely new game as opposed to post-launch content. So I said 2016. It was the 2018 reboot, guys, that came out. And that was another thing. The fact that it was only a single-player story and it also didn't have any DLC was just really bizarre to me. Even though it sold really well, I don't really think that that business model is is going to be very sustainable long term. I just feel that for a $60 price tag, you have to have more options for people when there's so many options for those gamers to play free-to-play games or, things of that nature. God of War, I think, Ragnarok or whatever it's called, really needs to be a title, in my opinion, that has a full package, that after you're done playing the single-player story, you're able to play with your friends, you're able to play, multiplayer elements, and I think that would be really important moving forward. Also, as far as a PS5 update, to make the wait for God of War Ragnarok a little easier, Sony Santa Monica have released a God of War PS5 update that boosts the game's resolution to a checkerboard 4K resolution while maintaining a 60 FPS target. Hopefully this means that Ragnarok will continue the pleasing trend of more PS5 games hitting 60 FPS, even if it means compromising or dropping the resolution slightly to achieve it. So, here is some things that we want to see from God of War 2 or God of War Ragnarok. Exploring that ending further. So obviously, guys, spoilers here. At the end of God of War, we found out that Kratos' wife, Faye, was actually a giant called Laufey. That means Atreus is half god and half giant. And what's more, he has a different name altogether, Loki. You know Loki, the trickster of Norse mythology. However, God of War 2 will explore this further, and we'll find out more about Faye's secret past as well as why she kept it all a secret in the first place. We're also hoping Atreus will embrace the shape-shifting abilities that Loki is notorious for, instead of simply staying on the sidelines firing arrows at enemies. And Atreus isn't a boy anymore. The God of War sequel may continue on directly from the events of the previous game. However, we think it would be more interesting to see how a teenage Atreus and grumpy dad Kratos fare on an adventure. I agree with that. I've stated this before, guys, that, to me, I really want to see kind of the passing of the torch. I want it to go from Kratos over to Loki, right? I want us to play as Kratos throughout the course of the game, but at the end of the game, I would love to see Kratos kind of pass that torch where we take the helm as Loki moving forward in the future of God of War games. I think it would be a great title to do that, and I hope we see that. It's hard to say if we will or not. To me, though, I obviously want to see a full package, guys, with multiplayer and co-op modes added to this. I think that would be really great. I'd like to see more variety of environments and locations, new enemies, some new characters come into the fray. Obviously, we want to have, some of the same, characters and some of the same enemies, but we want to kind of continue to evolve. And I'm sure SIE Santa Monica will be doing that moving forward. But there's a lot of things here, guys, that I'm very excited about. Where is this title, guys? I think it's still obviously being worked on at this point in time. There is obviously concern that, when is this game coming out? Are we going to see it soon? And things of that nature. But I do believe that we are going to see it sooner rather than later. As far as even if the game comes out in 2022, we're probably going to at least see some gameplay, some more trailers, and that's something I'm really excited about. But let me know, guys, what are you guys most excited about with the upcoming God of War Ragnarok title? And what are some things that you guys want to see? Let me know in the comment section down below. And for more God of War Ragnarok content and videos, stay here with Zero TV.